Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy, the FOOTI to the big E, here once again with another Manchester United transfer video. So there has been a couple of rumours floating around this week and about people that Manchester United are looking at. For me, the question I've got is, who is going to be Manchester United's fourth signing? There's a couple of candidates that I want to talk about because I do think it will be one of the couple of guys that are in this video. So one of them we will be getting, but what one is it? So let's not waste our time, people. Let's get straight into this. So the first one I want to talk about is Danny Rose. Obviously, he has been quite outspoken about Spurs' ambition of late. He doesn't feel that the club are very ambitious. They haven't bought no one, but obviously they've got this massive debt over their head of the new stadium being built, which could be hampering their business in the transfer window. But Danny Rose has said that he would be open to leaving Tottenham. Manchester United would be a great place for Danny Rose. I know a lot of people, like myself, want Luke Shaw to do well, want Luke Shaw to succeed, but Luke Shaw is coming back from a really bad injury. We've got to really keep this in mind, and if we can't keep Luke Shaw fit, Danny Rose would be a perfect fit for me. He's done a tremendous job in the last couple of seasons at Spurs. He's been one of their key figures in their defence, and I think it would be a great deal for Manchester United. Not only would he be able to do a great job for us, but it would hamper Tottenham on the process, so it was a win-win situation if we got Danny Rose. The next one I want to touch on is apparently staying with Spurs. Is today it's come out that Manchester United have had a bid from Spurs for Anthony Martial. Now this one is going absolutely nowhere, people. I don't think Martial will leave the club. The only thing I will say on this is, you know, I know we're after Bale and we're after Perisic, but Martial is still a key factor for me that I can't work out why he's not playing in the Manchester United starting 11. Personally, in my starting 11, he would start every game. He showed glimpses of greatness on the US tour, obviously setting up the goal for Lingard against Real Madrid. So I think that Martial really needs to, you know, have Jose invest in him. I don't know if it's a case of Jose just doesn't like Martial, but I couldn't see Manchester United getting rid of Martial now, especially not to Spurs. I know it's also been murmured that Inter Milan want him as part of the Perisic deal, but for me, I think Martial could do a great job on the left-hand side on his own. But for me, if I'm going after a winger, I'll be more looking at the right-hand side. As much as I would love Perisic to come in, I think the right-hand side would be the better option to go for, and I'm going to get to this one in a minute. I think it's time that Jose puts faith in Anthony Martial. So, Jose, give the kid a break, man. Put him out there, stick him in, let's see what he can do. So the next one I want to touch on is Gareth Bale. Obviously there's been rumours here and there, flying around for weeks, flying around for months about Manchester United being after Gareth Bale. I've expressed how I feel about Gareth Bale. I think he would be a good signing for Manchester United. He looked absolutely great against Manchester United in the Super Cup earlier on this week. He absolutely did pull the strings at times, and he would be great for Manchester United if he can keep him fit. He would want to play on that right hand side, which is for me is one where we really should concentrate on. I think Martial could do the job on the left, as I just said. The right hand side would be set up for Gareth Bale, and Gareth Bale could do a great job on that side. I've heard that Manchester United would only offer 90 million. If I know Real Madrid, they want David De Gea in part of the deal, and I just don't think it's worth it. I would just strike Gareth Bale off of any deal and just forget about him, even though as much as I would like it at Manchester United, I just don't think it's worth it at the end of the day. So after Gareth Bale, I want to talk about the next one, which is Alexis Sanchez. So I haven't seen this in many places, but a couple of other Manchester United outlets on YouTube have been saying that Alexis Sanchez would be open to a move to Manchester United. Now, I don't know where they've got these sources from. Me personally, he was in my 6 in, 6 out video. If anyone's seen that, he was in that one of the 6 that I'd like to come in. I think he would do a great job. Again, he could play on the right, he could also play on the left. He'd be absolutely fantastic for Manchester United. He's in the last year of his contract. I think it's absolutely ludicrous of Arsenal that they've let him run down to his last 12 months of his contract, because by Christmas he can start talking to clubs, he can sign a pre-deal if he just drags his heels, and I don't actually think he's going to stay at Arsenal. I think he's done with Arsenal. I think Arsenal should just bite the bullet and sell him, but obviously it's now come out apparently on these sources that Manchester United or Man City seem to be his preferred places. So I would welcome Alexis Sanchez with open arms at Manchester United, like most Manchester United fans would. So if we can do this one, let's go for it, people. So obviously I spoke about him earlier, which is Ivan Perisic. Now Perisic, I'm getting a bit sick of this whole saga. Is he coming? Is he isn't? You know, obviously there was also the talk that the Gareth Bale deal was the one that was holding it up. There was also the fact that Manchester United were penny pinching or pound pinching, you could say, when they didn't want to pay the price that Inter Milan wanted. I just look at it this way: if Manchester United wanted him that badly and Jose wanted him that badly, he should just go out and say, spend the money, get me my player, and just get the job done. The market is just massively inflated. You can see that with the Neymar deal, the 222 million to get Neymar. So 50 million, just go out and get Perisic if you really want him that bad, and just get this deal over the line, and let's just stop talking about it. So the next one I want to talk about is Serge Aurier. Now, I personally would really like Serge Aurier to come to the club. He has got everything that I feel that Manchester can need. He is tenacious, he is aggressive, he is hard tackling, he is hard working, he bombs up and down that right hand side. He can also play left hand side from what we've heard as well. So yeah, I would like Serge Aurier. Obviously, if you guys didn't know, he had a court case at the beginning of the week, which is what apparently Manchester United were holding out for, to see if he could get a work permit. Apparently that has been put back now for another couple of weeks. We still ain't going to know the outcome, so he could still be on the radar for Manchester United. For me personally, I think we need either the Gareth Bale or the Sanchez or the Ivan Perisic. I think for me, that is where we're lacking, is the ring play. But I would take Serge Aurier as a player to come into Manchester United. I think he'd be great backup for Antonio Valencia. Valencia isn't going to be around forever, and Serge Aurier is still young enough to fill his boots when he steps aside. So the next one I want to touch on is Zlatan Ibrahimovic. So obviously there is talks, and Manchester United have confirmed they're in talks to bring Zlatan back. Now, I don't classify Zlatan as the fourth signing, because if we do bring Zlatan back, I think Zlatan will get a contract more kind of October, November time, when he's proven that he's fully fit. Obviously there's no rush to get him if the talks are going well and he wants to come back to the club. And I honestly believe if he hadn't got injured, he would still be with us now. He'd still be our number 9, and Manchester United would have offered him the new deal and he would have taken that contract extension. So the injury put it back. He looks absolutely amazing at the minute on the ropes and everything like that, and some of the stuff that he's doing is like superhuman. This guy is phenomenal, and his recovery powers are out of this world. It looks like he could be back sooner than we think, so I would welcome Zlatan back. I think he'd want to come back, and it would be nice to have Zlatan as a backup for Lukaku if anything happened to Lukaku, because obviously apart from the wingers that I stated that I think we still do need, a striker we're really lacking in, because after Lukaku it's Rashford, it's Martial, and we haven't really got much more depth there, people. So that is going to wrap up my latest Manchester United transfer news about all the people being spoken about in a minute. I do believe that one of these guys is going to be our full signing. For me, I would love it to be either Perisic or obviously Gareth Bale, because I do think that is where we really lack, is on the wings. I would take Serge Aurier, and I would even take Danny Rose. So if you offer me any one of these four, I would take any of them. As I said, I'm not counting Zlatan in that, because I think Zlatan will come back, and I think he would have always stayed if he wasn't injured. So I'm not counting him, because obviously he won't be our full signing, and obviously it won't be in this transfer window. So who is going to be the full signing? It's either going to be Danny Rose, Serge Aurier, Perisic, or Gareth Bale. Or is it the wild card that is Alexis Sanchez? Now, I would take any one of them five, and I really mean it. Obviously, Bale, Sanchez would be the top two, but guys, hit me in the comments. Let me know who you think is going to be Manchester United's fourth signing of the summer. Jose has said he's still working on that fourth signing. He wants that fourth signing, so who is that fourth signing going to be? And I'll be back with another video very soon about my predictions of how I see Manchester United getting on this season coming. Can they lift the Premier League? So check out that one. It'll be up a couple of hours after this one. And this is your boy FOOT, I to the big E, signing out again with another Manchester United video. If you like this and it's the first time you've seen my videos, hit that subscribe button. I'm always back with Manchester United content, and I'm out of it, guys. Bless and peace, people. Take care.